The St. Albert housing market is red hot right now, and if you're thinking about selling your property, you're going to want to watch this video because this might be the best opportunity that you get all year to sell your house extremely quickly and for a very good price. My name's Evan Cochlin and I'm a realtor here in St. Albert. I also work in the Edmonton area, and if you're looking to sell your property, I'd be more than happy to help you. Please feel free to reach out. My contact information will be in the description below. If you are a buyer, don't be nervous. There's lots of ways that we can navigate this market, and there are strategies that we can employ to make sure that you get a fair deal. I have experience working on both the buying and the selling side, so I can bring value to you either way. We're going to jump right into this video and get into the market stats for April 2024. All right, so we're going to start by going through the statistics, and then I'm going to show you the benchmark price index. That'll be a more apples to apples comparison so you can see what prices are doing over time. And then at the end, I'm going to show you the highest price and the lowest price sale that happened in April for each of these three categories, which are single family, townhouse, and apartment. Starting it off with single family, our average price in St. Albert for April was $571,883, and that's a 1.6% increase from the previous month and a 7.6% increase from the previous year. Townhouses, $285,000, which is down 4% from the previous month and up 20% year over year. Pretty crazy increase in townhouse prices, and we're seeing this across the board in all areas of Edmonton. The greater Edmonton area as a whole was up 12% in townhouse prices year over year. So we are seeing a lot more activity happening in this sector for sure. Apartments, $248,000, which is a 1.4% increase month over month and a 22% decrease year over year. Now that doesn't mean that prices of apartments in St. Albert are down 22%. In April of last year, there was a bunch of units in the Botanica building that sold, and those are higher priced apartments. So this month, last year, the average price was quite a bit higher because of those high price sales. Single family sales volume. This is where things get very interesting. So there was 117 sales that happened in St. Albert in the single family sector last month. That is up 27% over the previous month and 20% year over year. Out of those 117 sales that happened, 77 of them were within the $300,000 to the $600,000 range. That's going to be the biggest pocket of sales volume that happens in St. Albert, is within that $300,000 to $600,000 range. We'll touch on that again in a second. Out of those 117 sales that happened, 11 of them sold at list price, 37 of them sold over list price, and then 69 of them sold under list price. The reason I said things get interesting is because of these two here. When something sells for over list price, that means it's getting multiple offers. Sometimes that happens when it sells at list price as well, but this here shows you exactly how competitive the St. Albert housing market has become. We've seen an explosion in demand, and we're not seeing quite the same explosion in supply, so that's why we're seeing this happening right here. Townhouses, 16 sales happened last month in townhouses. That's 11% down month over month and 33% up year over year. Out of those 16, one of them sold at list price, 6 of them sold over list price, and 9 of them sold under list price. And for apartments, there were 12 sales that happened. That's up 50% month over month because previous month was only 8, and that's down 33% year over year. Now, this is interesting. 2 of those sales were actually over list price, and it's fairly rare to see condo apartments in St. Albert sell for above list price. So that was interesting to see. 2 of them at list price and then 8 under list price. Now, I said we'd come back to this $300,000 to $600,000 range. Right now in St. Albert, there's 165 active listings. Out of those 165 active listings, only 88 of them are within that sweet spot of $300,000 to $600,000. So just about half of the listings on the market are within the range that consumes almost 75% of the total sales volume. So that's an interesting thing to consider. And so for townhouses, we're at 22 active listings, and what we saw at the beginning is that the average sale price is $285,000, Well, out of these 22 listings that the townhouse space has, only 2 of them are below 300 grand. The rest of them are 300,000 or above. So that's quite interesting. And there's lots of new townhouse buildings going up in St. Albert right now. So that's where lots of the townhouse inventory is coming from. So even though it seems like the inventory situation is not too bad in the townhouse sector, when you look at what people are typically buying versus what's available, it's actually quite low inventory in townhouses. Apartments, 27 active listings currently. Now, we look at months of supply. So you take the active listings, divide it by the sales volume, you get months of supply. Anything less than 3 months of supply is what we call a seller's market, which means there's a surplus of buyers and a shortage of listings. Single family, we're at 1.4 months of supply, so we're deep into the seller's market, and the same with townhouses. Like townhouses and single family are both very, very, very low inventory right now. Apartments, we're actually at 2.3 months of supply. Last month we were in the balanced market, but this month, because we had an increase in volume, we're actually starting to creep over to the seller's market condition. And that might be part of the reason why we saw 2 of the apartments actually sell over list price last month. Now we go to new listings. This is arguably the most important statistic that we're going to go over each month, because we need to see this. We need to see the new listings increasing month over month, because that's the only way that we maintain some sort of balance. 158 new listings in the single family sector, which is 20% up over the previous month and 18% up year over year. This is really good to see. We need more listings. Townhouses, 21 new listings, down 8.7% month over month. I'm really seeing this. I've got 2 clients right now that are looking for townhouses in St. Albert. There's very little available and very little coming to the market. Lots of the new listings that came to the market in the townhouse space are those newer $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 townhouses. So we're hoping to see a bit of an improvement in the townhouse inventory for sure. 21 listings is up 10.5% year over year though. Apartments, 18 new listings, that's down 5.3% month over month and up 5.9% year over year. Average days on market. How long does it take a listing to actually go from listed to sold? Well, on average in St. Albert, single family last month was 33 days total. Now this includes the days that the unit is pending as well. And this number, honestly, is kind of artificial in my opinion, because we had a few sales that happened that were very long days on market, like hundreds of days. And that's going to affect this number quite a bit. I would say that if a house is coming to the market and it's priced well, it's in good condition, it's got a good quality listing with good photos and everything, I would say you're probably going to see that sell within 10 days or less right now. It's actually crazy. Maybe 14 days max, but if your listing is not sold after 14 days, something's wrong. You either have too high of a price, crappy listing photos, or something's wrong with the house and people don't want to buy it. Townhouses are 26 days average on market, and that's down 2 days from the previous month and 18 days from the previous year. Last year, townhouses were taking quite a bit longer to sell. Apartments, 47 days on market, that's up 7 days month over month and 10 days year over year. All right, now we're going to go into the benchmark price index. And so this is going to show us what prices do over time. As you can see, red is single family, blue is townhouse, orange is apartment. I said this in the last video, but I'll say it again quickly. If you're looking to buy a property for appreciation, typically in St. Albert, your apartments and your townhouses do not appreciate in value over time. Right now, we're starting to see townhouses appreciate consistently over the last couple of years, but your safest bet is going to be single family, which has historically increased over time. Now we're going to zoom into January of 2020 up until now. And right here is the peak of the COVID market. This is when things were the craziest. And this was June 2022, $523,800. Today, we are at $508,200. So according to this, we are a little bit lower on the benchmark price than we were at the peak of the COVID market. And then if we look at this month compared to last month, 511 to 508. We have seen an improvement a little bit in inventory levels. That might be the reason why we see this little dip happening here. But I wouldn't say that on the ground I've seen any significant price drops whatsoever. If anything, I'm seeing prices keep going up. Now, townhouses will find the same spot, June 2022, right here, 268,400. And today, townhouses are 289,400. We've seen a consistent appreciation in prices in townhouses since June 2022. And apartments, we will look here at June 2022, 224,800. And today we are at 222,900. So like I said, over time, apartments really don't do much. They fluctuate, but they don't do much. Okay, now we're going to go into the highest and lowest price sale that happened in each sector last month. The highest price single family home that was sold last month is this one right here, 19 Easton Close. This was look at that curb appeal. Like, this house looks beautiful from the outside. But anyways, this was a 2,100 square foot fully finished bungalow that sold for $1.35 million in the community of Erin Ridge North here in St. Albert. We'll take a look inside quickly. I won't spend too much time on each of these. This one had a pretty nice, decent sized yard for a new build, to be honest. And you can see a little dog wash station there. This one had very unique styling to it. I think that's part of the appeal. And I think this house was absolutely beautiful. The kitchen had, look at the laundry inside of the closet. That is very convenient. Nice bathroom with a soaker tub, walk-in shower. And then look at that kitchen. Look at that fireplace, the kitchen with the waterfall island, very modern design. And then wait until you see the basement on this place. This place had, where is it? A bar in the basement. Look at that. With a wine cellar. And then they also had a theater room as well. Beautiful house. Dream basement for sure. Anyways, let's go to the lowest price sale that happened in the single family sector last month, which would be this one right here. 57 Nevis Close. This was a 1,300 square foot half duplex, 2-story, with 3 beds and 2.5 bathrooms. This one was actually a judicial sale. So this was a foreclosure that was sold. And this one definitely needed some work. I saw this one hit the market. I didn't go view it, but it definitely had some work that was needed. It wasn't the most well taken care of house, but this guy picked it up for $313,000, and they were probably just willing to do the work to it, right? They got a good deal on this place. They'll probably fix it up, maybe replace some flooring, some windows. This one actually backs onto the path there, which is really nice. As you can see, there's a couple of doors kind of hanging on there, but not a bad buy, to be honest. And then we will go into townhouses. So the highest price sale townhouse that happened was this one right here. And we're seeing a lot of action in this type of home. So this is a bungalow, a townhouse that looks like a duplex, but 1,100 square foot bungalow with 3 beds, 2 baths. This was a walkout as well. And what I mentioned is we're seeing a lot of demand for places just like this that are single level living. Specifically, the buyers that buy these places are the more elderly aged people who want to have their bedroom, their kitchen, their bathroom, their laundry all on one level without having to do stairs. And so we're seeing a lot of demand for places just like this. And so this one had not a bad layout, some hardwood floors looks like, and a fireplace in the living room, upstairs laundry, dual vanity sink, walkout finished basement. Quite a beautiful townhouse for sure. All right, so now we're going to show you the cheapest townhouse that was sold in St. Albert last month, which was this one. There's not much to look at on this one, to be honest with you, because this one was a municipal tax sale. So as is where is, it was somebody, I guess, just didn't pay their taxes. And so the municipality took it over and said, we're just going to sell it. And so, yeah, this was a 1,200 square foot, 2-story townhouse that sold for $152,828. No interior pictures, unfortunately, but I'm sure it wasn't pretty on the inside. Going to apartments, the highest priced sale apartment that happened would be this guy right here. This one is one of those units in the Botanica building, which I mentioned earlier in the video. Luxury living at Botanica is the first part. And this was a 1,400 square foot, 2-bed, 2-bath apartment on the 8th floor. And so this one's going to be very modern. This building was built in 2017, so it's not going to be dated by any means, but nice waterfall island there, open living room. This one did not face the river, it faced the parking lot, but had some nice big floor-to-ceiling windows letting in a bunch of light. And yeah, not much to look at. I mean, it's an empty apartment, but pretty nice, definitely. And it's got a pretty nice balcony. I mean, that's not a bad view at all. That looks pretty nice. All right, going to the lowest sale that happened in the apartment space last month. That is this guy right here. A 728 square foot, 1-bed, 1-bath apartment in Ainsdale. Now this one here sold for $106,900. And look at that door. It's like an accent door right there. It's even got masks hanging from it. But yeah, this apartment actually doesn't look too bad. I mean, looks like a wood-burning fireplace there. That's pretty cool. And then it's got a decent-sized kitchen for what it is. I mean, lots of times in these older apartments, these kitchens will feel really narrow and they're really tight. I think because this one has this look-through thing here, it just kind of opens it up a little bit, makes it feel a bit bigger. But yeah, and look at that nice private balcony with some trees and really nothing, you're not looking over the parking lot or towards someone else's balcony, so that's quite nice as well. Like I said at the beginning, if you're looking to sell your property, I'd be more than happy to help you, or at least sit down and show you what I can do to get you the top dollar possible. And if you're looking to buy, I've got some strategies to share with you. Please feel free to reach out. Contact information will be in the description below. I'd be happy to help you. Until next time, cheers.